Gameiverse. Hello everyone, and welcome to Teratopia. This is a game developed by Ravegan, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and published by Eastasiasoft Limited. It was released semi-recently. I don't know when exactly this video is coming out, but it was released on January 20th, 2021, and this is an action-adventure beat-em-up game. So quick disclaimer before I actually start. This audio is going to be recorded after the fact because my audio during the actual playing of this got a little bit corrupted. So this is going to be just me talking about it a bit after the fact. But basically, first of all, I wanted to talk about settings in this game. There's not a lot, and I'm not usually a big stickler for that, but it's like all you can adjust really is brightness and contrast. I mean, granted, you don't really need, I guess, to even deal with settings on this. This is like, the graphics are, you know, very much just like this. You're not going to really hit any performance hits or anything. So it's not a huge deal, but I thought it was just at least worth mentioning. So this game is basically, you take the role of one of three different people. I believe in this I'm playing Tucho, which is this blue guy here. And this blue guy, you have a grass guy, and you have this, like, orange, like, blob-looking guy. You all live together peacefully on this island until one day the Red Menace came in and, well, kind of abducted all of you, and you were the only one that actually managed to not just get straight up taken away and used for whatever nefarious plans they have. And now you're going to be trying to fight to get your island back from this Red Menace. So the controls, when you first start out, are pretty simple. I mean, you can move around, you can punch. I think really that's like at the very beginning, that's the only moves you actually get. As you level up, though, you get more moves like added to your repertoire after the fact. And it's kind of like a natural progression. You can summon minions like this. They can help you on battle. Their health bars are basically just like a combination of both how much damage they can take and how long that they last. And then you can just fight yourself. One thing you kind of have to get used to when playing this is when you punch things, you can't move and punch with your standard attack. When you start punching, you stop moving. And this isn't like a terrible thing. It just is like, it's a little wonky and takes just a bit of getting used to. So I'm just gonna go around here and basically just beat up all of these guys, and I have a roll. There's also a charge punch like that, and you can block things like that. The moves that you get as you level up, basically, you typically get one move per level. Later on, you start just getting like bonuses instead, like you might get more attack, or you might get more health, or, you know, whatever. And I mean, for the most part, that's really what a good portion of this game is. You're just kind of running around just beating people up. After you kill some guys, they'll drop eyeballs, which you can collect. As you see, I have 75 right now. That's used to access some hidden things. Like I'm trying to think of a good way to say this. There's plants that like to hang on the walls or like on a treasure chest or on like one of these like little pulleys. You feed them eyeballs to make them do the thing, basically. So really useful to just go around and collect it. Here I'm just summoning some minions to just beat this like little dude up. And that's essentially for the most part what it is. It's kind of, I guess in a way there is like some collecting involved. Like, I mean, to be fair, I grew up on collectathons, so this isn't like necessarily in that sense a collectathon, but you just kind of go around beating people up and you can find like some treasure chest with some stuff in there. There's also like, you can complete challenges, which I don't actually show in the Teratopedia, where it's like you do it and you can get like tentacles, which you can use to like customize your dude. And for the most part, you are just going around beating people up. You have like this guy right here with like the little red aura on him. He is particularly tanky, so you want to do a little charge hit before you kind of go in on him like that. These guys shoot rocks, but if you right timing press a button, you can just like launch it right back at them or anybody else. It's kind of like auto targets on like whatever you're feeling like. And then there we go. I got an attack boost right here. So now I'm going to be hitting a lot chunkier than I normally do. A lot chunkier. I think I try to make this jump. Some of the jumps in this game are a little bit precise. And that is one sort of gripe I kind of have with it is it's difficult to do some platforming sections, and there's not a lot, to be fair. A good portion of this is essentially you're going around beating up these guys. But some of the platforming sections are a bit annoying just because you can't actually move your camera around. You're essentially kind of just locked to like a static camera in, you know, whatever direction you're facing. And here, actually, I pick up a power-up, that's another thing. Depending on, I believe it's just who you play, you also get some elemental powers as well. Like, every character that you can play, they have different stats in terms of, like, HP, range, damage, that sort of thing. And then there's this guy, unbelievable, the Red Menace is growing bigger. Good thing I like ice soup. Keep being on those guys up, man. Don't forget to return those areas you've already visited. Some juicy hidden treasures may be lying around there. Yeah, and this guy tells you that. And when you go back to the map, you can actually kind of see like icons of like where the things are on the map. Yeah, so anyways, as I was saying though, the different people have different moves. And in addition to that, you also have different elemental powers you can use. So like Tucho here, his elemental thing is ice. He can basically lay down this big AoE thing that freezes people, slowing them down, like just slowing down everything that they do. And you can take that time to just wail on them. I believe these guys I just punched out. I don't even think I bother using it here because it's like a limited sort of resource and you can get it back from like beating some people up. So typically I like to save it. Oh no, I do use it here. There you go. So they're just like nice and slow down there. I like to save most of my resources though for the bosses because like it seems like the best way to handle bosses in this game is you just walk up to them and just throw down all of your little dudes. And all the levels in this game end with a boss. And here right there, I'm saving my boy Benito, which he is a playable character after this now. He is one of the three. And you know, start with Tucho, him, and then there is I don't think I ever unlocked the slime guy, but that is the third playable character. But in essence, this game is you go into level, you have to fight a bunch of dudes, you collect eyeballs, get the treasures and stuff, and you go through it, you fight a boss at the end, I believe just at the end of every single level, which is cool and I like. And another unique thing that I don't think you can really see from here, but all the maps in this game are actually interconnected, which is kind of cool. So like when you beat a level, it'll send you like back to the map, so you can choose like essentially where you want to spawn, like if you're gonna go back and get like collectible, you know, items and things like that. But you can also just walk back if you so please. Like there's like one of the dudes up there that I can't get to. That's one of the guys you would feed eyeballs to. And in this case, he would take down that cliff, because that's kind of like what he's attached to. You have like usually a general idea of what guys can do based on like what they're doing. Like they'll be like, wrapped around a chest, or wrapped around a pulley, or that guy just like on the wall. I find an interesting glitch right here kind of by accident, where I become one with the wall. Yeah, it's, you know, this is normal. I think that's what normal is right there. Just, you know, poke my head out of the wall. Yeah, so there was like an invisible wall right here, so I couldn't really get around that. Good job so far. See, nothing's impossible, I mean, except for sneezing with your eyes open, which I take as a challenge personally. Anyway, keep being on as many enemies as you can to get new skills and make your adventure a little bit easier. Good luck. Yeah, so that guy just kind of goes around with like tips and just things every once in a while. I believe he also runs the shop too. He's got the classic like the glasses and the mustache when he runs the shop, dude. Completely incognito. You never know who it is at all. And then so I would just walk up to this guy and I could just hold down Y, basically just feed him a ton of my eyeballs, and it gets me a new area. So going around collecting eyeballs is a useful thing, and you can essentially just, if you want to, like if you're ever running low, you can just kind of like grind out like XP or like levels, because as soon as you start a level again, all the people respawn. I don't know how that shot did not hit me looking back at that. I have no idea how that went right through me, and this is looking like a fat boss right here. So first, I beat this like little baby right here. He had a rattle with a bunch of my guys stuffed into it, and he's not happy now. So now it's Mad Bad Mama, and she is She is angry. So she's gonna shoot that stuff, and I'm just gonna literally drop every single one of my goons, and you're gonna watch as how useful your goons are in fights like this when you spam them all out at the same time. So she's just gonna be attacking them, and it's gonna take a hot second to kill them, especially when she's frozen. And look at that health bar, it's just gonna be dropping. It's just gonna be dropping as she takes all the aggro from all these people. And yeah, Mad Bad Mama is looking pretty mad bad gone, if you know what I'm saying. And then look at that. She was trying to bake my people. into delicious baked goods. But we saved them. I mean, they're a little melted. They're a little bit melted on there, but I think they're probably alright. They're probably okay. And so when you beat the level, it sends you... Oh, sorry. Looks like the red creatures obeyed to a higher class. A whole Maccabee family. Of who knows how many members. I'm talking over it because otherwise... It's like Sims talk. It's like... Which is cute, you know? That's neat. And when you complete a level, you unlock things in the previous levels. So initially, I'd actually gone back to the first level and got everything there. But you see, after completing the second level, another like little chest icon appeared there with the like glasses and mustache thing being a costume shop. So it seems that like as you progress through the game, more and more things are actually going to be appearing in those beginning levels. Even if you've gone back and collected it like maybe like once before after doing like one level, there might be more stuff actually appearing back there. So, you know, it gives you a reason to actually go back through and, like, fetch all that stuff, which is cool. That's neat, you know? And so now I can have access to Benito, who, as you can see, different stats, and also he has different summons as well. Based on whoever you're playing, they have different sorts of, like, abilities and stuff. I mean, for the most part, they follow the same sort of structure in terms of summons. Like, your first is your melee, your second is your ranged, your third is your engineer. Fourth and fifth, I'm assuming, are their own classes with their own stats. And you can hold a set amount of them. You can unlock more by actually unlocking, like, some chests and stuff. Like, initially, when I was playing this game, before I had started actually recording it, I went back to the first level to, like, get some chests and stuff. And one of the things that I got... Oh, there you go, there's the tech there. One of the things I got was an increase to the amount of minions you can hold, which I had... You know, that's just amazing, because you've already seen how useful they are in boss fights. And so... Playing the new people, they all follow the same sort of idea in terms of moveset. Like, you have all of the basic moves that you had on your original guy, Tucho, but with a little twist on it. Like, my roll is now like a short-range teleport. It goes about the same distance. I think it's a bit slower, but you know, the benefit is you can get hurt during the roll, but when you're doing a teleport, it's not going to hit you as much. So they have their own unique benefits like this, and this is what I'm talking about. So this is the last level. I can access it from that. And way down there, that's the first level. So it's all just big interconnected map, which I think is actually pretty cool. It's not really like super important, but it's just like essentially the more you play, the more you unlock the later levels, and it just all is going to connect, I imagine, to this one like really big level that you can either, you know, you can spawn wherever you want to, or you can just walk through the entire level essentially and just get all the stuff that you missed, which is super neat, you know? One other thing I guess I should mention too is, and I always like to mention this when it comes to just any game in general, because it's like it's a way that I prefer to play a good amount of my games, with the exception of a few. It depends on whatever control scheme I find better. This game does have controller support, which I believe is because it's actually going to be on multiple platforms, including consoles, so I think that's why it has full controller support. But that's always a nice thing that I appreciate on PC games as well, just the option if I want to play on controller or mouse and keyboard, because sometimes like one is better than the other in most cases. Like I found mouse and keyboard is very good for games that aren't movement based in a lot of cases, right? Like sometimes if we're talking about like Undertale or something, like having that like X and Y axis is very important, you know. But in something like this where that's not super important, you can use controller. Also, like mouse and keyboard is good for aiming, which is not really applicable in this. So it's nice that I can play this on controller as well. That's always something I appreciate. And you can also see that unlike Tucho, this guy has a different element. Don't let the green fool you right there. It's just to the right of my minions. Don't let the green fool you. That is actually a fire attack, which I don't believe I use, but it's just essentially everyone has their own different elements that they can use. So like, you just pick whoever you want. Like there is Fire Blast. You essentially just pick who you want in terms of like whatever playstyle you're going for. And I think I'm just gonna skip a bit ahead here because this is essentially just gonna be me going through and I'm gonna be just kind of massacring all of these guys as I get used to this scheme. So I prefer playing range in most cases, so this guy is like great for me. But we're gonna skip ahead to the boss fight, which I absolutely love. So here we are. We finally get to him. Look at this. It's the hippie of the family. And you got his little friends here. Try to super much. It's like, okay, listen, man, no more dank blunts for you, friendo. What's up, high above, dude? And you can see here, this is another great demonstration of like, first I'm just like kind of getting a feel for what he does. He's letting out these shockwaves. So this isn't a good time to let out my minions because I don't want them, you know, dying immediately. But the moment I see an opportunity here, you just gotta throw them out. You're like, this is the time right here, and I just toss them all out. And you're gonna watch as he just gets absolutely swarmed. I do love this guy though. I like the bosses in this are so good, dude. Like even if it's not a particularly difficult game thus far, it's great. This game has a lot of charm to it. It's like it's one of those things I feel like you could just, you know, kind of just sit back and relax to and just walk around and beat a bunch of stuff up. And then look at this. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh my god. He was smoking us! Oh no! Oh, it's so good, dude. It's perfect. I love him. That's the boss for my heart right there. But yeah. So that is just a little taste of Teratopia. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're interested in this game, it is on the Switch, the PS4, Xbox One, and on Steam, and it is $15. Definitely recommend this one. If you're like, I think this is actually a pretty good kids game. I mean, if you're looking for like that sort of thing. But it's also like, it's one that I actually don't mind playing as well. Like I said, it's a somewhat simple game, but I think it's pretty enjoyable. It's just essentially, it's a fun romp where you just get to beat a bunch of people up, and it's got like some minor platforming and some like minor collectathon aspects, but yeah, it's fun. I like it. That being said though, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.